How many of you out there appreciate and take advantage of the fact that most medications in the US are super cheap and getting cheaper all the time? If you haven't noticed that, or if it's a total surprise to you, I can explain why that is. This chart shows the price of drugs over time. The bottom line is low-cost generics, and it represents over 90% of medications dispensed in the US. Our prices on those meds are among the best in the world. But that top line is brand name single-source drugs. That only represents 8% of prescriptions, but they're so outrageously expensive that they've lifted our average spending up with it. That's the green line in the middle. But why are we so good on price on most meds, but brand name drugs are still bad enough to ruin everything? That's because a while ago we carved out a special exemption from the anti-kickback statutes for pharmacy benefits managers. We decided to allow them to get paid a kickback from manufacturers for covering their medications on your insurance. We call it a rebate, and now every brand name drug has to pay a huge rebate to the pharmacy benefits managers in order to sell their drug in the US. The idea is that the rebate comes out of the price, but in reality, the rebate only raises the price. The higher the price of a drug, the bigger the rebate can be. They now make up nearly 30% of all money spent on drugs across the board. PBMs use rebates to prove that they're reducing the price of drugs, but since we gave them the exclusive right, it does the exact opposite. On top of that, almost everyone in the US uses insurance. That means we don't pay for drugs, we pay for insurance. If we had to actually pay these prices, it would change overnight. Nobody can afford a $25,000 monthly prescription, but if we all pay $2,000 a month, suddenly there's a really deep pool of money for drugs at those prices. It's brutal, but like I said, most drugs are super cheap and we don't need insurance to make it that way. In fact, they just make it more expensive. That's why we fired them. Go to forestpark.pharmacy to look at our price checker and transfer today to save. See ya.
Thanks to Forest Park Pharmacy's brain and memory, I'll keep up with them for years to come.